Fala galera, welcome to a new episode of the Strategist Corner. In this one, I'm really excited to introduce you to actually unbox to you Workstation on web. What does that mean? Well, you all know that in the past we used to install applications in our desktops and then perform some of the modeling or admin tasks using either developer or Workstation, which by the way I already covered here in the channel. Now, Workstation is available on web, and in this video, I'll show that to you. Gone are the days where we used to install applications in our desktops to later perform admin and modeling tasks. Some of you might even remember tools like Developer. We used to have like a set of CDs, then later DVDs, install them, and then start performing those tasks. Well, recently in the cloud era, Strategy actually came up with Workstation. Workstation actually it's a more modern platform or a tool than Developer. And again, you have to install Workstation, or maybe in your cloud environment that will be pre-configured. But wouldn't it be better if we could perform all these admin, modeling, workflows in our web browser without the need to install anything? It is, right? It would be excellent. So that's what Strategy recently introduced in the June 2026 release, Workstation on Web. I'll be showing during the video some of the things that you can do while using Workstation on Web. You will also notice that it's not exactly the same look and feel that you see in Workstation, the desktop application. There are some things that you will be able to perform on while using Workstation Web, and some other you will be able to do then using Library, the regular application that we use in our web browsers to like create dashboards, create mosaic models, all that kind of stuff. So let's see some of the comparisons. Let's do this unboxing of Workstation on web. All right, so let's start by how do we launch Workstation. As you notice, I'm here in Strategy Library. I have the Workstation blade here. When I click this, it opens a new blade for me, and this is Workstation on web. So as you can see at a first glance here, if we compare this one with the Workstation application, which by the way, let me put it for you guys to see here. It's slightly different, right? So this is Workstation Web, and this is Workstation, the application. In the application that you have in your desktop, you have the analysis group here. That one is not available in the web. That's mainly because all these things that we see here, they will be created or managed in the regular library application, the one I mentioned before. Okay, so Workstation on web will mainly contain your modeling, these ones here, and then your admin tasks, the ones that you see below here. Now, another thing that I found interesting when I first launched Workstation on web is that the order of the objects are not necessarily the same. For example, in my case here in the Workstation application, I have schemas and then I have mosaic models and then objects. In this case, objects appear as the second one here, and then data, not mosaic models, is the third. But it's okay because as you can see here, there's this little thing here that you can click and reorder the objects. So you can do this in here in this part and also in the admin part as well. So let me go back to the app. As you can see, in my case, I have monitors and then subscriptions. Here I have monitors and then projects. So let me drag subscriptions above here to maintain a consistent view, right? So you can drag and drop these things right here. Another cool thing about the Workstation web application that I noticed is that there is the favorites option on the right corner that you can see here. So that's really cool because if you go, for example, to the data blade right here, and if you have one of your data sets that is like one that you want to kind of pin to the favorites blade, all you have to do is right click that one and say add to favorites. And when I click here, it goes to that area. Later, if you want, you can just go ahead and remove from favorite. So these are nice things, cool things. Really like this one. So let's go back and continue to explore or to unbox Workstation Web. Let me go to the first option here called All Pages. Here is where you can add or remove those options or those functionalities from Workstation Web, right? So for example, objects right now is pin. If I want to unpin that one, I can just click in here and it disappears from this area. So no, I don't want to unpin that one. I actually need that one available. I'm doing that. Later, I have global search, and here I can search for my data sets. Actually, sorry, I need to click global search once again. Yeah, and in here you can search through all your objects. You also have environment settings where you can check some of your environment, for example, URL, the mobile URL configuration. You can check your subscription delivery. You can go and check log configuration. So there are a few options here related to the environment itself. And then you can also compare configurations. This is something we can do in this environment settings blade. Moving forward, we have browse folders. When I click here in the browse folders blade, I can navigate my project structure, right? So I have here the project name and then the specific folders like public objects, schema objects, my personal objects. Well, it's like navigating in a folder structure in your Windows application, or even here, of course, in strategy. They use that folder terminology or structure. Let's continue with our exploration. We have schemas, and here we can find like the project tutorial available here. Of course, we can right click on this one, and provided we have the access, provided we are the architect, we can edit the schema. In this case, I don't have, so I don't have the option to edit the schema, but I can check the hierarchy, I can view the hierarchy. Those are things that I can perform in here. Objects. Well, in here, basically, you can find the objects in the project tutorial. You can see all your metrics. You can find your prompts, all your lookup tables, or your logical tables, sorry, all your prompts, they are available right here. Data, I already mentioned that one, right? Here you can find all your cubes, all your mosaic models, they will show up in here. You can group by, you can actually filter if you want. Let's say I just want to see the maybe the live intelligent cube. So I click this one and then I click apply. This way I can see that type of objects. And later, of course, I can remove this if I don't want. I can also search for my unstructured data and then later for the mosaic models. They are all available here, right? So this is the data blade. And then, well, this is for the architect, for the ones modeling the data. These are the three options available here. If you are an administrator, you are probably going to work more in these other blades right here. Monitors, for example, here's where you can find your caches. Here's where you can find the current jobs, right? Here's where you can also find quick search indices. So these kind of things are available in the monitors blade. Then, of course, we have subscriptions where we can find all the subscriptions available in that environment that we are connecting to. Later, we can go down here to projects and keep exploring what kind of projects we have in that environment. So in that environment, we have 4 different projects. We can perform some admin tasks right here, like going to the properties and checking some of these. Later, we have scripts. And here under scripts, we can also find some additional functionalities, like, for example, create a new script or use the migration assistant. And well, if we keep exploring the other blades, we will see like enterprise security. Then we have licenses where admins, administrators will perform their check on the licenses in the environment. Of course, we have some plain tasks as well, applications, documentation, knowledge asset, test center, history, many available blades available here. The one cool thing that I like about this is the resources tab or blade. Once you click in here, you go like you have a few links or documentation so you can explore strategy, read more about Workstation. For example, here you have Workstation documentation. When you click this one, it will basically open the documentation page, which is this one. I'll share the link of this one at the bottom of this in the description of this video, and this way you can learn more about what you can do with Workstation. All right, so that's pretty much it. I don't want to spend much time or a lot of time going through each of these features. I'm just doing the regular unboxing of Workstation here, and I strongly recommend you guys to explore Workstation on web because that's a really nice a new product. You don't need to install anything more. Feel free to go ahead and explore this one, Workstation, on the web. All right, everyone, so that was it for this one. Workstation is now available on the web. If you want to perform your admin, your modeling workflows, you don't need to install anything anymore. All you have to do is go to your web browser and perform those workflows right there. I hope you guys like this content. Again, it's my pleasure to have you here in my channel. Feel free to leave a like, to subscribe to the channel, and of course, as I'm always saying, I'm looking forward to seeing you all at the next corner.